One could feel the tension in the room. What should have been a routine taping of the popular reality show was actually a storm building beneath the surface. Despite the presence of the crew, bright lighting, and rolling cameras, in contrast, Yandy and Rasheeda felt as if they were the only ones involved in a long brewing dispute with everything else. Fading into the background, Yandy had always been a strong woman, but the stress of the event, even though she had always been at the center of their drama, had never been this intense or personal, and now that it was all on display, she felt as though everything was falling apart and that her composure was being tested. Although Rasheeda had been Yun's friend and confidant for many years, they had never had an easy relationship with MDC. Undoubtedly Rasheeda and M had a link, a shared past that had always simmered beneath the surface, but when many started dating Yandy, things started to alter. At first, Rasheeda tried to be supportive, but she soon began to doubt MEM's dedication and the decisions he was making now knowing the cameras were recording every second. Rasheeda's words pierced the air with a sharp and cutting edge, and Yandy could feel the fire rising in her chest. It wasn't just the typical teasing. Playful banter had been a hallmark of their friendship, and it was genuine. Over time Rasheeda's contempt for many's decisions had increased, and she was no longer holding back. Instead Yandy seemed to be the target of every glance and remark. As though her relationship with Many was somehow a personal betrayal. Will you actually sit here and keep him safe? Yandy, despite Yan's rage, Rasheeda questioned incredulously. You're still going to act like he's Yurtsin in shining armor after everything he's done? She tried to hide her emotions, even though she knew it was wrong. It felt like an attack on Rasheeda, as though she were doubting her judgment, her decisions, and everything. Their issues. Although Southeast Yan's words were clear, the pain and annoyance she had been suppressing made her voice shake. Don't sit here and try to act like you know what's best for me. I'm the one who has to deal with his past baggage and mistakes. Too much time has passed since this connection began. Poured forth, Yandy yelled. Rasheeda rolled her eyes and laughed, but Gandhi wasn't done yet. She had reached her breaking point. This was no time to back down, not with her life on the line. Though you've always held opinions, you've criticized me and him from a distance. You have never been in our position. The two women were at odds, and Yandy responded, her voice getting louder by the second. You don't know what we've been through. Would I have had to forgive? And yet here you are, acting like you have all the answers in an atmosphere full of verbal abuse and unsolved problems. Rasheeda's presence in S-Life had stopped a deeper rivalry and unsaid jealousy that had been simmering for years. There were others participating now besides me, ruining Yandy's friendship with him. Every time the remarks felt like a smack in Yandy's face for a brief moment. Rasheeda's eyes widened in rage when she responded, you think you're the only one who's had to deal with this mess? You think I don't know what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who's always making mistakes? And he's hurt both of us. And I'm tired of seeing you pretend like he's changed. You're letting him drag you down. Yandy wanted to lash out and scream at Rasheeda for all the anguish she had caused, but she refused to give anyone the satisfaction of witnessing her break inside since the world was watching and the cameras were on them. Instead, everything seemed to be collapsing, and despite your best efforts to keep things together, Rasheeda's persistent meddling in the chaos that had always encircled them made it feel like the dam was about to burst. Needed to be done, so he went to his mother, Judy. Judy unrepentantly claimed that she had been provoked in order to defend her behavior. Many was convinced that Judy had gone too far and told her, I love you, but I can't let this continue. He requested Judy to go, emphasizing that respect was non-negotiable, even if he knew his decision and had to put his family's safety and stability before enabling her to stay in his care. Even though Judy, furious, felt duped, she thought the relocation would be a wake-up call. The family suffered emotionally as a result of Judy having to change her strategies when she left, while Mindy showed a great deal of shame despite holding on to the stance. Yandy talked to her close friends about the argument and expressed her displeasure with the continued hostility toward Judy for the mess she shared. I've always made an effort to find solutions, but I can't stand this disrespect at home anymore, he told a close friend. That even though he loved his mother, he couldn't let her hurt the person he had chosen to spend the rest of his life with. He started to question whether there was anything else he could have done. However, Judy turned to her own support system to vent her irritation and anger because she felt disconnected from her child and believed Yandy was merely playing a game. As she revealed Yandy and Judy's situation, she sobbed, "I raised him, how can he choose me over him?" by highlighting how challenging it can be to find a balance in a blended family between love, loyalty, and respect. This traumatic incident has further complicated the ongoing story of the Harris family, along with their immediate family. The final cast of Love Hip Hop was also affected by the unrest. Other cast members from Atlanta shared their thoughts, with some supporting Yandy and others acknowledging Judy's perspective as a mother who feels left out throughout the season. Viewers were interested in seeing "This house is definitely far from over," and many people think that due to the ongoing problems, Yandy and Judy's future will not be easy for years as they navigate the difficult terrain of love, dedication, and family obligations on Love and Hip Hop. New York MC Harris and Yandy Smith are the perfect example of a solid, harmonious partnership despite many obstacles, such as MC's legal issues and a lengthy jail sentence. The couple stayed dedicated to one another as they negotiated the murky waters of fame, family, and criticism, receiving praise for their love. However, as is frequently the case in the entertainment industry, even though appearances can be deceiving, their ostensibly perfect relationship had problems that seemed to have become worse when M came clean. The first indication that something was wrong was when M posted mysterious messages on social media implying that everything was wrong with his marriage. Fans guessed his messages' meanings, but no one could have predicted the storm. A few days later, Mek published a video that stunned everyone. Men YY says purported MC claims that although Yandy and Carlos King, a producer famous for his work on popular reality TV shows, have a close working relationship, their relationship goes much beyond their professional relationship to support his charges. MC produced copies of texts and emails he claimed were exchanged between Yandy and Carlos using phrases like "I can't stop thinking about you" and "our relationship." He said that these letters reveal a level of intimacy that transcends professional boundaries. Spending time together limits one's imagination, which feeds the flames. M also displayed other photos that he claimed were taken during private meetings between Yandy and Carlos. However, some contended the photos might be of innocent men. A clear picture was painted by C's perception. Yandy responded to these allegations.